So come with me and let's preview the weekend's boxing. Obviously, the main event that everyone is talking about is Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Before we get started, if you could like, comment and subscribe, that would really help me grow this boxing channel. And let me know what sort of videos you'd like down below. I'm open to any suggestions. But there are some other quite big fights going on this weekend that I want to give notice to because I think they deserve people to be talked about, and they're more of a competitive sporting matchup than Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, of which I don't know how to feel about it. Part of me is like, are Netflix being played a bit? Like, is this seriously going to be an exciting event? Like, for me, as a boxing fan who's seen a lot of professional boxing, the most likely outcome, I think, is either Mike Tyson gets knocked out pretty early on. You know, he's, what, 60 years old? He's got nothing left in the tank. Yes, in his prime he was a champion, but he's 60. He's nearly 60 years old. And you know, last time he fought 20 years ago, he quit against a journeyman. You know? Either that, or is it going to go the 8 rounds and be a complete stinker, you know? Mike Tyson, a world champion, is he going to have the boxing brain to, you know, to hug and nullify Jake Paul, just get through the 8 rounds without being knocked out? For me, I think they're the two most likely outcomes. I think Mike Tyson gets knocked out early on, or I think Mike Tyson has the know-how just to hug, hold, get through the eight rounds. So obviously the fight is 8 2-minute rounds with 14-ounce gloves on. Again, this might help Mike Tyson as much as it will hinder him, because I think if he's in the small gloves, you've got more power, you're more likely to knock him out. But obviously, you know, you've got something stronger coming back as well. So yeah, it's just an interesting one, really. I almost feel like Netflix should have had some sort of like boxing advisor, because although the build-up's going to be good, I just don't think the aftermath's going to be good. And I don't know if it's going to be good for, like, if Netflix want to be a long-term competitor in boxing. I think the best outcome for Netflix would be Mike Tyson knocks out Jake Paul. I think that's what a lot of people want to see. I feel like Paul's fans are all about 12. You know, I've not met anyone over about 16 who sort of is supporting Jake Paul. And, you know, Mike Tyson's such a hero to everyone. So even if Jake Paul does win, everyone is going to hate him more than they already do. I mean, he doesn't mind playing the villain, but is that really what you want? Do you want all of your, you know, you're going to be a pro boxer. Do you want all of the pro boxing fans to hate you? I don't know. I mean, it is worth noting that from a professional standpoint, Jake Paul is not a good boxer. He's lost to Tommy Fury, who isn't even Southern Area title level. To put that into comparison, it's like a Campbell Hatton, really. And at least Campbell Hatton's, you know, sort of taking harder fights against Jimmy Joe, trying to be the best. So there is that caveat, you know, Jake Paul is not a good professional boxer, but, like, I just can't get over the fact that Mike Tyson is, what, is he 58 years old? Father Time catches up to everyone. 20 years ago, he quit against a journeyman. I mean, that yes, power is the last thing to go, but yeah, I think if I'm Mike, I'm just I think you either hold for like 1 minute 30 in the last 30 seconds of every round, you just pummel him, or you just do a complete blowout in the first round and then just hold for the rest of the fight. But yeah, as I said, I think the only good outcome for Netflix here is if Mike Tyson wins, because I think it will leave a bitter taste in people's mouth if Jake Paul wins and knocks out the hero. And people aren't going to want to come back to the platform where the hero got knocked out on in a sort of, you know, gimme cash grab fight. So as I said, I'm not really that excited about the fight. I'm worried about Mike Tyson's health. Like, I mean, obviously, like, it must have gone through the boxing boards of control to get sanctioned, but yeah, the fight leaves a bitter taste in my mouth. You know, we've seen how boxing can affect, you know, top professionals. You know, look at Michael Watson versus Chris Eubank Jr. No, versus Chris Eubank Sr. Michael Watson went into a coma. Yes, obviously he was against Chris Eubank, so he was a lot better than Jake Paul, but again, Mike Tyson's, what, 58? I mean, I'm in England, so I don't think I'm going to stay up till 4 a.m. to watch it, but I guess I'm a little bit intrigued to see what happened. Obviously, you know, it will be crazy, right, and shocking if Mike Tyson does beat Jake Paul, and I think everyone will love him even more. But yeah, I feel like Father Time catches up to everyone. I think Jake Paul, you know, in his prime, young, fit, training hard, I think he's going to catch him, and I think it'll be a bad night. And I worry for Mike Tyson's health. But, you know, on the positives, on the undercard, Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor, I think will be a tear-up. So I'll definitely watch the highlights for that if I don't watch it live. And the main event of the weekend from a professional boxing point of view is Chris Billam-Smith versus Zurdo Ramirez. This is going to be a really good fight, I think. It's fairly 50-50. It's a unification fight at cruiserweight. I'm assuming whoever wins this is going to fight Jaya Pataya. This is the fight of the weekend, right? And it annoys me that everyone's talking about Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, because these are two professional boxers. These are two hard workers. You know, these are guys who are fighting the best and are going to put on a great spectacle, I believe, in Saudi at the weekend. Chris Billam-Smith, you know, lost ages ago to Riakporhe, who he then defeated in his last fight. Ramirez has only lost to Bivol, again, a top operator. So it's shaping up to be a really nice fight. I think Chris Billam-Smith is naturally the bigger guy. He said when he was around Zurdo Ramirez, yeah, he didn't feel, you know, he was as big as some of the other guys he's faced, like Lawrence Sicoli, who's a bit of a giant and has to really boil himself down to get to cruiserweight. And yeah, I think it will be an intriguing matchup. Mexican-English fights always seem to do stylistically quite well. Both guys have a pretty granite chin. Maybe not the hardest punches ever, but both good technical boxers. Both guys are going to fight. I don't think they're going to hug or hold. So yeah, that's the fight I believe deserves a shout out and one I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, leave me your thoughts in the comments down below about all these fights. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.